Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be showing you how I turned this half-inch plywood measuring 9.5 by 22 inches and how I turned it into
This beautiful two-piece Interrobang wall art from my office slash studio, complete with LEDs. And you know how I love my LEDs. So if you want to see how I did it, stick around.
Let's go.
To get started, I used my tape measure to make a tick mark at 10 inches. Then I used my speed square to draw a line down. Then it was time to go over to the table saw and use my rockler crosscut sled to make the first cut. Then taking the board that I just cut, I lined it up on one edge of the offcut and drew another line so I can make an identical copy of the first board. And once again, it was back to the table saw to make the second cut. And with that, I get my two identical pieces for my wall art. Initially, I thought that's all I would need, but I wanted to add some LEDs, and so I needed another board to help with that. I had some 1/4-inch plywood that was just lying around that was just the right size, measuring 10 3/4 inches long, and I needed each board to be inset about 1/4 of an inch on each side, so I needed to measure about 10 1/4 inches, and that's where I drew my line. Then once more, it was time to make another cut on the table saw. And with that, I took the board that I just cut and laid it on the offcut, drew a line so I could make a duplicate copy, and then took it back to the table saw to make one final cut before moving on to the next step, which is testing our cuts with the two boards that lay inset on top of the other two boards. Then it dawned on me that the battery pack for the LEDs was 3/4 inches thick, so I needed to have my wall art protrude up to an inch to give it space. You'll see what I mean. So I needed to get some extra strips of plywood I could use to bring upon this protrusion. Now these 3/4 inch by 1 inch plywood strips were just offcuts that I had lying around. And I needed to make two measurements, one at 9 inches and the other at 10 inches. And I would need to make a total of 4 cuts for each measurement. And for that I needed to go to my miter saw, where I set up a stop block to make identical cuts for each of those two different size pieces. When I was done, I was left with 4 pieces at 9.5 inches and 4 pieces at 10 inches. So my next step was to set 45 degrees on my rockler crosscut sled so I can create 45-degree miters on each one of those 8 pieces I just cut. I took 2 of the pieces we just cut 45-degree miters on, both 9.5 inches long, over to the drill press so that way I can drill some slots through them, which will allow me to run the wiring for the LED lights. I wanted the slots to be just big enough to fit the wiring, but not too big either, so I would drill a hole and move it ever so slightly and drill another one until the length was what I preferred, which I think turned out pretty good, as far as slots are concerned, of course. After admiring my slots for a while, I realized it was time to start putting it all together. First was gluing up all the 4 pieces on each one of the boards, remembering to glue the one with the slot at the bottom. And then I used my brad nailer to secure the pieces while the glue cured. From that we get two solid pieces that have cured, and now we're ready for the next step, which was bringing in the other two pieces that would be the front facing part of this wall art and would also act as the concealer of the LED lights. I used spacers to make sure that they were centered and used dumbbells as clamping pressure. After they dried, I took them both out and gave them a fresh coat of paint. Yes, black and yellow. And now the fun really begins. It was time to actually now do the art of this whole thing, which was the Interrobang symbol, which entails the question mark and the exclamation point. Now I have two boards. One is going to have the exclamation point followed by the question mark, and then the other one will be the question mark followed by the exclamation point. And that's what we're doing now. Tracing all the pieces onto scrap 3/4 inch boards. Then cutting them all through my bandsaw and my scroll saw. Oh, by the way, since you've gotten this far and you probably like this content, would you consider subscribing? It does really help us out. Then it was time for some more fun. Sanding. And more sanding. And then more sanding. Until we had to do some more. That's right, sanding. But it's all worth it in the end. Back to painting. Black and yellow. After drying, I took some time to lay out everything the way I wanted it to look, and I gotta say, I'm really liking how it's going to turn out. Satisfied with the layout, I decided to use a few spacers to really position the pieces exactly where I wanted them to be right before I would glue them up and brad nail them. And finally, the last step was to turn them both over and start installing the LED lights. In the LED pack, we have the LED strip, of course, and we also have the remote control, and finally, the battery pack. I based the dimensions of my wall art based on the length of this LED strip, which was 3.3 feet long. I didn't want it to be too short or too long. I just wanted it to cover the perimeter exactly. Just to make sure that everything was working, I pre-connected everything, plugged it in, and also attached the battery pack just to make sure that it's still working and I don't have to spend all that time and realize that it doesn't. And luckily enough, it turns out that it did work, and that saved me a lot of time And it lights up as it should, and you can also change the colors with the remote control as you please. So with that, I unplugged it, and then I got these Velcro squares, which come in really handy for this project to help secure the battery pack and the remote control. And finally, we install the LED strip. And that's it. Here's a grand reveal. Well, that about wraps it up for this video. If you haven't subscribed yet, go ahead and subscribe, and we'll catch you on the next one.